Hi guys, welcome back to Oman. I'm back with another video, and today we're going to be doing something different, something unconventional. These days lots of people are not into reading, which is sad, because when I was a teenager and so many people were interested in reading novels, reading like all these little books, reading children's books, but these days we're not really into that reading habit. So I just want to come and talk about a book that I read. It's a very interesting book. I love this book. Like, I think this video is going to be very long because I'm going to be talking about like how interesting the book is, and it's a must read. After today, like after listening and watching this review, I hope you go and read the book. And also the movie is out, so let's get on with it. So before we continue with the video, please go and like this video, and also please click on the subscribe button so that you can get notifications when I post videos. I know I don't drop videos often, but whenever I do, you'll be the first to know. I just have a glass cup of zobo with me. It's called zobo in Nigeria, where I'm from, but it's also known as hibiscus tea. So it's a very delicious drink, and it's made from hibiscus leaves, and it's amazing. Delicious. My mom made it. I don't want to say I made it. I'm going to say my mom made it, okay? So I'm going to be sipping on that while I'm talking about this book. So here is the book. As you can see, it's been worn out from the reading. Lots of people have been reading it. So this is the front. You can see this little lady in this red dress, and this is the back of the book, and it's called Redeeming Love. I love it. Redeeming Love by Francine Rivers. I'm sure lots of you would have heard of that name before. Francine Rivers. She's a writer in America, and she is an amazing author. So when I was looking for a novel to read, one of my big aunties, she was like, oh, I have some novels you would like. Is it romance? Because I love romance. Is it romance? She's like, yes, it's romance, although it's like Christian inclined. It's a gospel book. I'm a Christian also, so I was like, let me see how it's going to be. I thought it was going to be like, I didn't think it would be as interesting. I thought they would just like conceal a lot of things. What Francine Rivers did was, she implied romance, but she wasn't so vivid about it, which is good. You can call it a pure book in quotes. It doesn't give you vivid scenes, it just leaves things to the imagination, so it's left for you to imagine whatever you want to imagine. But it also has that God factor, and it lets you understand the importance of God's love. It lets you understand what people have gone through. People are going through a lot in this life, right? People have been indoctrinated in certain beliefs from when they were little. They've been taught so many things about themselves that they start to believe those things. They start to believe, oh, I am worthless, I am nothing, I am not good enough for God to love me. Why would God love me? Why would that big man in the sky want to care about me? So that's what this book is about. Redeeming Love is about this young lady who was sold into prostitution from the age of 8 years old, and she was taken to this big brand house which is owned by this man named Duke. Duke is the devil himself. Like, if the way he's described in this novel, he's like the devil himself. He has lots of girls, right, in that house, and he molests them. He abuses them physically. He makes them want to depend on him so much that they try to survive by trying to please him in any way possible so that they can live a normal life in quotes. If they don't behave well to him, he'll stop them from having some food, or he'll try to punish them, lock them up somewhere. So you have to play to his submission so that you can be his slave. So that's what this Duke was doing, and he was doing it to little girls. So how did Sarah end up with Duke? So Sarah was born to this young lady who was a mistress or in Nigeria as we say, a side chick to this very rich man. And the man already has his own family, has his own children, so he didn't want anything to do with this Sarah's mother. I've forgotten what Sarah's mother was, her name. Anyway, she was always like pleading for his attention, wanting to have him to herself when he was free. But then the man was like, why did you go to give birth to this girl? I told you you should you know, do away with the pregnancy, but the lady didn't do that. So he despised his own daughter. That's Sarah's dad. And so Sarah wanted to please him, you know, wanted him to love her, but obviously she later realized that this man does not love me, this man does not care about me. In fact, she overheard the father saying to the mother that he wanted her to be aborted. She was like, my dad doesn't love me, and now my mom is crying and pining after my dad, and I know it's my fault that they're not together because I was born. So she just felt she was not loved. After a while, the father left them, right? And so the mother went into depression and she was sad for a while, and so she tried to move out from that area that they were staying because people were always talking about them and, you know, pointing accusing fingers at them that, oh, look at this side chick and her daughter. So they moved somewhere else, which was close to the docks where ships and boats normally move from. Yeah, so they were on the docks, and the mother she didn't have a job, so she had to fend for her daughter. She got into prostitution. In the end, the mother fell sick and died. Now her mother's boyfriend Rab now took her into his care. Thank God he wasn't abusing the daughter, but what he did was he didn't have how to fend for her because he was a drunk. He couldn't even hold the job. So what he did was he heard about this man named Duke, and then Duke is going to adopt the girl. And then he was like, oh great, a rich man is going to adopt this girl, at least she's going to be well taken care of. He didn't know what was coming. He took her to Duke's mansion, and then he was like, okay, so where's my money for this girl? And then Duke is like, nah, I cannot do business with this guy. No, this guy is going to rat me out. So what he did was he killed Rab right in front of Sarah. So I'm not going to go too much into detail with the book so that you can enjoy it, but eventually Sarah grew up in that toxic environment, and she just grew up thinking that sex is not supposed to have any meaning to her. She closed her mind to loving anyone, and she also felt like, I don't want to know anything to do with God, because her mom was Catholic and her mom was always telling her about God, but she's like, nah, I don't want to hear any of that. So that was how she had this mindset, grew up with this mindset. Eventually she escaped Duke's house, and then she moved to another city called Paradise, and eventually she fell into prostitution again, because that's what the only thing she knew how to do. She didn't know how to cook, she didn't know how to work, she didn't know how to do anything. And so the cycle continued, and in this, you know, well or den of prostitution, that was how she met this guy called Michael Hosea. Guys, the way he is described, okay, I forgot to mention that Sarah eventually became Angel because her Duke gave her a name, Angel, because she didn't tell him her name. She didn't tell anyone her name, right? And so he called her that because of how she looked. She's described to be a very beautiful young lady with golden blonde locks and pretty eyes and a slender, nice body. So she's like the epitome of beauty. And then this Michael is described to be a tall, hunky, muscular, dark, fine guy with dark eyes. Now the thing is, what confuses me in novels is they describe someone to be dark. Do they mean the hair color, or do they mean the color, like the skin color? Because it confuses me, like a dark guy. I'm like, are you trying to say black guy? Let me know, you understand? So please tell me in the comment section if in novels when they say he's a dark guy, if they're referring to the color of his hair or they're referring to the color of his skin. All right, so let's continue. So she meets this guy. Well, she met him on the roadside, and he's like, oh my god, who is this young lady, right? He's a farmer, and he was just like giving his products to this shop owner, and the shop owner is like, oh, that's Angel, she's gorgeous, she's this, she's that, she walks here like on certain days, she takes a walk. And yeah, now who is this honky guy beside her? Is that her husband? No, that is her bodyguard, and he doesn't let anyone get near her. And he's like, how do I get to meet this Angel? And then he's like, oh, you can go to the brothel and pay to see her. And he's like, she's a prostitute? He was so sad. He was like, God, no, why does she have to be a prostitute? So he was so sad about that, but that didn't stop him from longing after her. From, you know, he saw something different about her. He saw, okay, she was beautiful, but he saw something, you know, there's this description when guys see their wife, they're like, this is my wife, I know it, I just know it. Is that inbuilt thing that God put in them, that spirit of discernment, to know that this is my wife. So that's what he saw. Other people were seeing prostitute, sexual figure, and this, but he saw differently. That brings me to, people see what they want to see, and also you can be a label, let's say, to other people, but someone that is genuine and sincere will see something different, something good in you. So everybody can be saying the bad things about you. You can be saying you are a thief, you are a this, you are that, but someone in your life will be like, this person has potential. That's one point I want to make. So yeah, I would love you guys to get to read this book. It's amazing. Eventually you get to see some action, some comedy, some tragedy, because you know that's life. If the aspect of tragedy is not put into a book or a movie, it does not seem real, because life is about happiness and tragedy. So yeah, it has a lot of those elements in it. So please get the book, and see you on my next video. Please don't forget to like, comment and subscribe. I will see you on the next video. Thank you for watching.